We are back together after the weekend. Thank goodness for that. MLB Central on a Monday with Robert Flores, Mark DeRosa. I'm Lauren Shahadi. And we love when Anthony Castrovince of MLB.com stops by. Good morning to all of you, gentlemen. How are you? What'd you do this weekend?
Good morning. Well, Lauren, you remember that thing I told you that I did last weekend?
Nothing?
I did the same exact thing this weekend.
You look tanner, Robert.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was outside soaking up some of the rays. Got a nice base tan, D-Ro.
Little
That's
GTL.
what it's about. That's what it's about. No SPF right now.
What do you mean no SPF?
No SPF for Robert. He's got that like cocoa butter skin. He can handle it.
That's true. That's true. I'm blessed with, certain qualities, shall we say.
Anthony, you watching the new Bachelor, the music version?
I can't. That's a step too far, even in quarantine for me. Now, I did watch and I told you about the Netflix variation on The Bachelor where they don't even see each other and then they get engaged. And the name already escapes me, but that was even more compelling than The Bachelor, I thought.
Is that too hot to handle? Is it too hot?
No, it was, Lauren, help me out. What's the name of it? I already forgot the name.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but Giro's flabbergasted that you can marry someone when not seeing someone.
No, that is a non-negotiable.
Love is blind. That's it.
Love is not blind. Not in my world. Not in my world.
Well, they're actually all Atlantans on the show. They all are from Atlanta, and then they all they get engaged. They go back to Atlanta and they try to make it work in real life. So look for them on the streets.
Well, clearly,
I don't want to give away the ending.
Oh, I think we kind of know what happens. Hey, well, this time is, it's a great time to binge watch shows, but it's also a good time to pick up a new book. And Anthony has a new book out. It's called, what is it called? A Fan's Guide to Baseball Analytics. It's available now. And Anthony, as an author myself, many times over, I love the title of the book. I love this idea. Give people a sense of what this is about and why they should go pick it up.
Well, first of all, if you can read the title, you can read the book because the title's a little lengthy, but you want to fit a lot of terms on there to help people understand what this book is all about, help the average casual fan who hasn't wrapped his or her mind around the alphabet soup that we all talk about these days, your wars, your wobas, your whips, etc. Just help them make it relatable, conversational, make it fun. I was never exactly a math nerd, and I didn't come into baseball writing to write this particular book, to be very honest with you. But over the years, by default and out of necessity, I've learned that you have to embrace these numbers to really, tell the story of the game. And batting average and RBIs and wins, while we grew up with those numbers, while they're relatable and we like round numbers and we like things that we can compare to generations past, they don't do a great job of truly telling the story of the game the way these advanced analytics do. And while the names are a little wonky and clunky, I think when you do dig into them and, again, have them explained to you in a fun way, you can see that, the math can actually be pretty fun. So I think it's a perfect Father's Day coming up. It's a perfect dad gift. There's a lot of dad jokes in it. And again, I hope people find it fun and relatable as much as possible.
It's funny, Anthony. I go back and look at my numbers on the back of the baseball card, and in today's game, I look at them totally different than I did while I was playing. I mean, I hunted batting average as a player. Now, I look back, I'm going to OPS plus. So I'm sure you learned a lot writing this book. What's kind of a number for you, a statistic for you that kind of, this is a better measurement for players than I thought?
Yeah, I think this can help for players as well because, as you said, D-Ro, you're hunting batting average, and the batting average often lies to you. You hit 3 rockets at somebody, and your batting average goes down. So why should that be? Why should your confidence go down just because that number goes down when you and the pitcher's mother both know you beat him, and your batting average goes down. So we just have better metrics now. Like OPS, as a writer, I turn to OPS plus and weighted runs created plus. They're two variations of the same idea. Weighted runs created plus has a little better inputs, I think. So I'll go to that one first. But it's relating things to the league average. It's taking your ballpark context into account, which is very important. As we see, it's a different thing to put up, big power numbers for a left-handed batter at Yankee Stadium is a lot different than in a more cavernous ballpark in Oakland Coliseum, for instance. So that is all taken into account with these plus stats and weighted runs created plus also weights, the way you're getting on base. A double is worth more than a single. So I just think that's the better way to go. And then you can get even beyond that, of course, now with the StatCast data that we have with the expected outcomes. Okay. So that, what I was talking about earlier, where you hit someone hard, but right at somebody. Well, now that's accounted for. Here's what your slugging percentage should be, based on batted balls of that nature. So we just have so much more at our disposal now than we used to. And while we all know what a 300 hitter is, this book has these charts to help you understand, okay, here's what a good weighted on base average is. Here's what a good weighted runs created plus is, so that people can turn to it whenever they see these stats cited or hear them cited on MLB Network. Here's what that means, basically.
Dero, when you look back at your baseball card now and you look at different stats, are you better or worse than you thought you were looking at those stats? How about that?
There were some seasons where I really thought I was good, and I look at it, I was like, oh, you're league average. And there was other seasons where I was like, and I was like, whoa, I was definitely more valuable than I gave myself credit for. It's the mindset of it. Like he said, you'd hit 3 rockets at someone and you're 0 for 3, your batting average goes down 4 or 5 points. You don't get anything for that back in the day, and you're going home like, oh, maybe I got to change something tomorrow. These numbers kind of search for the glass half full, which is what I love in today's game. In a game of failure, kind of the analytics has given guys a way to kind of boost their ego a little bit and search for numbers that make them look better than maybe they even thought they were.
I like that. Anthony, teach us something on a Monday. Make us smart, darn it. Whenever you give us these little quizzes, I get very nervous, and this is no exception, but you've prepared one for us today.
Yeah, we got to test your knowledge of analytics. And if you go 0 for 4 in this quiz, then you need to run out and purchase this book immediately. But even if you go 4 for 4, I think you'll still find some value in it. So let's play the numbers game here. Okay. Question number 1. In which of these seasons, and we're going to use MLB Network personalities here to help tell the tale of analytics, by the way. So in which of these seasons did Eric Burns have the higher slugging percentage? A, in 2004 with the A's, he had a 283, 347, 467 slash. Or B, in 2007 with the D-backs, he had a 286, 353, 460 slash. In which year did Eric Burns have the higher slugging percentage? Answers in.
Excuse the
everyone's saying A, and A is correct. Of course, slugging percentage is the third number in a triple slash line. So 467 higher than 460. Okay. All right, question number 2. In which of these seasons was John Smoltz helped more by his defense? 1995 with the Braves, 3.18 ERA, 3.30 FIP, 1.24 WHIP. B, 96, also with the Braves, 2.94 ERA, 2.64 FIP, 1.00 WHIP. In which season was he helped more by his defense? Answers in. Come on, D-Row. D-Row says A. D-Row, you are correct.
Damn it.
Because the FIP, you see, was higher than the ERA. FIP is fielding independent pitching. So his ERA was actually lower than what his FIP would lead you to believe. FIP is based on walks, strikeouts, home runs.
How long have we been sitting on the couch next to each other?
I knew what it was. I thought the lower number would be better, D-Row.
Fielding independent pitching.
Got it.
That's right.
Got
right.
It.
Actually, when I saw Lauren go with A,
I know, you're a cheater.
I was copying off her paper.
I went B. What are you talking about?
Or yeah, B. Yeah, that's what I went
with.
my
gosh, this is going exactly how I thought it would.
You're me in senior year physics class, just copying off of Megan Ballinger next to me. So topic number 3, which player provided more offensive value during his career? Was it Harold Reynolds with a 15.8 WAR and a 7.1 D WAR? Was it Kevin Millar, 14.2 WAR, minus 9.2 D WAR? Who provided more offensive value?
I'm waiting for Dero.
This is it. Well, the defense, but man, this is a tough one. The answer should be Harold, but I'm going to say Millar because
The answer is B, Kevin Millar, because as you can see, D-WAR is defensive WAR.
Yeah, he was.
So for Millar, the defensive WAR was in the negative, whereas Harold, a greater percentage of his overall WAR was attributable to his defense. Kevin Millar.
Hey, I know we make fun of Kevin a lot. His defense left a lot to be desired. The dude could flat mash. Like he could. He came to play, he was slapping an AB on you.
Absolutely.
He drew the walk against Mariano.
Yeah,
How
he
about
could
that?
hit. He could hit. Hit Casey, they could hit.
All right. Final question on the numbers game. You, D-Row, are the subject of this question. In which season did D-Row have a greater impact on his team's odds of winning games? Greater impact in 2008 with the Cubs, 1.8 WAR, 857 OPS, 1.9 WPA. Or was it B, 2009? Now, this is just with the Indians in 2009. 1.3 WAR, 799 OPS, 1.5 win probability added. A is the answer. But I got to say, the nuance here, I only pointed this out because, D-Row, I know you were a little bummed out when you got traded to the Indians before 2009. You got to meet me, which was great. I covered you that year. But you did this in 71 games with the Indians. That was a 1.3 WAR and a 1.5 win probability added in just 71 games. Versus with the Cubs, that was in 149 games. So while A is the answer, I think there's some nuance here to understand that you were pretty good with the Tribe in a short sample before they traded you to St. Louis in 2009. So congratulations, belatedly.
I actually enjoyed my time in Cleveland. I was just so confused as to why the Cubs would trade somebody who's got a 857 OPS. I just don't
because they wanted Chris Archer. You see,
that's right.
Yeah.
So Mark or Anthony, in honor of your book, we posed a question to our Twitter followers on the MLB Network Twitter handle. If you could pick the title of your book based on your athletic career, what would it be? Hashtag MLB Central. And let's roll through some of the responses that we receive. KD, Beer League All-American. Not bad. Not bad. And then Mason, the teenager with a retiree's body. That's pretty good. And then we have X-Man, Riding Pine, the true story of pain and loneliness. That's a good one. That's a very, very good one. Very relatable title. And then Jack, peaked in high school.
Good.
So there we go.
That's for about 99% of the population now.
100%. 100%. Let's start with you, Lauren. Lauren, if you had a book title based on your career, what would it be?
Based on my short career, my book would be called E3. I was a first baseman, made many errors, and when it was a shoulda or coulda got, and it was behind me bouncing from the shortstop, my dad kept book, and he would point at me and go 3, like I'm ruling in an error, an E3.
Wow, very tough.
And you pick up your teammates, life lesson.
I would have thought you were going to go with all postage, no address.
That's my golf swing.
Okay.
Okay. D-Row, I mean, you were in the show. You just want to put, I was in the show.
No, I would call my career, man, I was a late bloomer. I'd be a late bloomer guy. I was the skinny kid in high school, graduated high school, 164, always like, can he get it done? Can he, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
mature full apex and give you a 1.8 WAR.
I love it. I think mine would be, hey, I'll be over here if you need me. I think that's kind of.
Oh, I gave you one.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah. Well.
What did you play? What position did you play?
I played first base and pitcher. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Robert, are you a lefty?
I am a lefty. Anthony, I mean, you have
for 5 years. You didn't know
he doesn't write anything. He's never written a note in his life. I've never seen him.
That is
write.
Also true. That's true. Anthony, what about you?
Well, you know, The Natural, Bernard Malamud became the Roy Hobbs, the movie. I'd be the unnatural. That would be my athletic career in a nutshell. I realized very early I should be writing books instead of having books written about me.
I like it.
Writing, you are, Anthony, a fan's guide to baseball analytics at fine booksellers everywhere. I've always wanted to say that, or just buy it on Amazon. Anthony Castrovince, MLB.com. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate the time on a Monday.
Thank you, guys.
For D-Row, I'm Robert and Anthony. I'm Lauren. MLB Central, and they are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Check us out. Take care.